going to head into some box office news. This is something I talked a little bit about over the last couple weeks, but I have some brand new details for you. So let's bring on the box office news. I am all about it. Okay. So this is really, really interesting to me in particular because I love horror movies and psychological thrillers and suspense and, you know, supernatural stuff. So I was really, really curious about the trajectory and the success of the movie M3gan. So in case you don't know, M3gan debuted in the United States nationally on January 6th. If you were in Los Angeles, California, you actually saw it in December, but that was only in select theaters for its debut. So the majority of us got to see this after it debuted in regular theaters from January 6th onward, and ever since it has maintained a status in the domestic box office in the top 10. And not just the top 10, but I might add, but the top 5. What's really, really cool about the success of M3gan, it shows that there is still a demand for movie theaters, which is really, really cool because prior to the onset of the we were starting to see a big, huge scale back and potentially a lot of closures in a dying market. What I also think this demonstrates is the ability to overcome limiting beliefs, which we talk about a lot for Motivation Mondays, as well as the fact of it outperforming. So this is really, really cool. So let's break down what that actually means. So currently in the domestic box office in the United States, coming in at number 1 is Avatar, The Way of Water. Coming in at number 2 is Puss in Boots, The Last Wish. Coming in at number 3 is M3gan. Coming in at number 4 is Missing. And coming in at number 5, rounding out the top 5, is A Man Called Otto. Now, if you want to skip all the way to rounding out the top 10, in the number 10 position currently is Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. Now, why I think this is box office newsworthy is because out of all of the movies in the top 5 for the domestic box office, M3gan was released in the second fewest amount of theaters. So it is competing with Avatar, which had more theaters. It's also competing with Puss in Boots and A Man Called Otto, who all had releases that were in more theaters than M3gan. Now, M3gan cost an estimated $12 million to make. Now, we talked about this with Vince Russo, and a lot of people don't realize for a film and a film company to make a profit, you technically have to make double or more what it costs to make the movie. And that also includes the marketing that was spent as well, which is huge to the success of films, okay? And so what's really, really cool about M3gan is it cost them an estimated $12 million to make, and it was only estimated to make $17 to $20 million. Now, that might sound like a lot, but when you are a box office release, that's a wah, wah, wah. You know, like, and that means it probably wouldn't have made money at all because $20 million isn't even double what it costs to make. They would need to make at least $24 million. What's so cool about this is as of today, this is so amazing. As of today, it has made over... I'm laughing because to me, it's so cool to see something overcome such limiting beliefs, right? Right now, M3gan is the top grossing film of 2023, which is really, really awesome. Now, you may be wondering, well, how is this the case? Very simple. The number 1 position, Avatar, The Way of Water, came out in at the end of 2022. So the official release of M3gan was technically January 6th of 2023. Now, because the movie has already been so successful, they already have a sequel in the works and planned to be released on January 17th of 2025. And currently, they have grossed worldwide over $124 million. Now, let's break that down for a second. They estimated a whopping 17 to 20 million profit for this film. Worldwide, they've made over $124 million. I would say they went, oh, okay, this is what you think of me? Babe Ruth, home run. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, grand slam, out of the park, World Series kind of stuff. This is amazing. Domestically, they have made over $73,287,570. Huge congratulations to M3gan. This is huge. What a record breaker. I cannot wait to see this film. I really think the premise is so realistic because of all of the innovations happening with AI and all of the people warning you about the dangers of AI, people like Elon Musk and others. Like, this is an actual possibility. And I think to me, that's why the premise of this movie is actually very, very scary, because it could be real. Like that's just so crazy. So crazy. I digress. congratulations to everyone involved with M3gan. All right, everyone, that was the current box office news update.